Hey there, this is Will from Untied Games, and today I'm here with my assistant, Garnet. Say hi, Garnet. Yeah, good job. See, I make the games, and she eats the treats. She's going to be 2 this summer, and she's really good. She's kind of scared of sitting up by the microphone, though, so I'm going to put her down here. Here you go. Go on, sweetie. Yeah, good job. Alright, so it's been a while since our last devlog, and today I'm going to show you a new version of Atmocopter. But there's no playable demo yet, and you'll see why, because it's not quite done yet. So, I'd also like to remind you that pixel art tile sets like the one behind me I make every week, and there was going to be a second one last week, but I kind of, hurt my hand a bit and fell on my bike, so would you believe that after I went down a hill and around a corner, there was a freaking deer in the middle of the path? Just a deer staring right at me in the middle of the path, and I couldn't stop in time. I didn't hit it, but I couldn't stop, and I just fell, so it was going pretty fast at the time, and this is what it looks like after a week of healing already, so yeah, it was pretty brutal. Definitely bringing my cell phone on every single bike ride from here on out. Yeah, so anyway, so I'm making pixel art tile sets like this one every week. You can support me on Patreon. The link to do that is down in that corner right there. And supporting me on Patreon means you get access to tile sets like the one behind me to use in your own game, which is really cool. So go do it. Support an artist, support an indie dev, and get some awesome art. And sooner or later, I'm going to also upload wallpapers that you can use for your desktop, too. So without further ado, let's get into Atmocopter. And here we are. We're in the game. This notice appears in the demo version. Usually I have it turned off while we're debugging, so I'm just going to click OK. We already know it's a demo. And today, I'm actually going to play with a controller. I have a PS4 controller here. So I'm going to click the controller button. And, of course, right now, only the PS4 controller is supported because I haven't had a chance to work in the Xbox 360 controller, even though I have one behind me. So I'll do that eventually. So right now, here we are. And I can move my little copter with the R2 button right here is the thrust, and using the left stick I can steer. So you might notice the title screen is quite a bit different than it used to be. Yeah, the level has been redesigned, a whole bunch of new graphics, including new player graphics, which look really pretty, I think. I can open my little arms. I just added these shadow tiles along the border of the level today. And you might notice this new feature here. I mean, besides the new logo, it's the conveyor belt. I can rest here on the conveyor belt and it'll just kind of, take me across the screen. It's really cool. So that's, yeah, the graphics are still a little wonky on the conveyor belt, but I'm working on it. One of the challenges I think I'll face is working conveyor belts into a game where you fly, because usually conveyor belts are something the player directly interacts with in games like, in side-scrollers. You might have to make tricky jumps on a conveyor belt or whatever, or you might have to jump before you fall into a pit, as the conveyor belt takes you. But in Atmocopter you can fly, so you won't be directly interacting with conveyor belts usually. So I'm still thinking of ways I could use them. One way might be I have to, grab something like this pushbot, for example. Let's just grab him. And I'm going to bring him all the way over here. So maybe one puzzle is I have to drop something on a conveyor belt, and then it hits a button down here where I am right now, just for example. And that's not a bug, what you just saw. The pushbot does turn around when it senses it's going to fall off a ledge. I might change that, I might not, we'll see. But yeah, for right now, this is this is the only conveyor belt in the game, unfortunately. I do plan on adding more. I already have a couple ideas of how I want to use them, so let's hit the start button. Because there's actually another new feature I want to show you too. As you can see, the whole level has been redesigned, or at least this part has. It looks a lot prettier, that's for sure. We've still got our elect traps here. If I bump them, I get hurt. Here is one of our new hazards. It works just like those fire ropes in Mario. That was my inspiration. But yeah, they're just spinning balls of electricity, and I can control the speed and direction that they move at, so I'm really excited to add this hazard into the game. Of course, if I bump it, it hurts me. So anyway, I'll just bump it a couple more times for fun. And I respawn back at the save point. So that's our first fun new hazard, and I'm hoping to add some more that work together with conveyor belts in the future. Just gonna grab this push bot and take him along for the ride. So as you can see, we're missing a couple shadow tiles. I just added them today, so like that corner right there's clearly a tile missing because I forgot to draw it. So when I was editing the level, I'm like, oh geez, I'm missing a tile. So I'll have to get that in the game later. Alright, I'm just gonna drop him on this button. Drop him through this little tube. And then I can save again right here. I really like the way these save points work. They also heal you, which is fun. For example, if I bump this a couple times, so you can see I'm visually damaged. There we go, see I'm turning red a couple times and smoking here. If I just pop right back in the save point, it will actually heal me. Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, I'm just gonna zip right through this, hopefully. There's a zap bot. I'm still gonna redesign his graphics eventually. There's a lot of graphics work I still need to do here. Oops. I don't usually play with controllers, so I might bump into a couple more things than usual. Luckily, there's a save point right here. So yeah, the level graphics are coming along pretty well. There's still this, there's still no background here, but we'll get to that. Alright, I'm gonna grab this and head right on through all these hazards. As you can see, these electric spinning things, I don't know what I'm going to call them yet, but they have varying lengths. I can basically make them any length I want, which is really cool. Just going to drop that there. Alright, and as you can see here, this is why there's no playable demo yet. I am actually not finished redesigning the level. So we're going to see a lot of missing tiles and stuff up here. Yeah, it's not done yet, so I'm still working on it. Hey, we're back. Sorry I had to make a quick cut there. Something came up. So I decided, since half the level is broken, I'm just going to clip through the part I can't do right now, because it's actually not doable. But yeah, the rest of the level is largely the same as the demo version, and the collision is actually intact here, so I can play the rest of the level. There's a couple new things coming up, so I'm gonna show those off. Let me just put this guy down here. Oops. So this is a puzzle. I don't know if it'll make it into the final version or not, but what you have to do is wait for him to get underneath the dome here and then trigger him to fire. It's a little tricky, so maybe this would be reserved for one of the harder levels. Or the missile bites might just change entirely. I don't know. It's still really early in development here. So I'm just gonna head right on through here. And let's see what's down here. So we got 2 doors and a Zapbot, and behind this door is a pushbot. So, as I've said before, this is one of my favorite puzzles. What you gotta do is you have to drop this box that you need to complete the level, and have it press that switch for you, which opens both doors. And since I need the box to complete the level, I bring back the pushbot to take its place. There we go. It's a little hard to do with controller because I'm not used to it, but it's really fun. I remember the first time I added controller support, it was just mind-blowing. So here we are. This is probably a harder version of the new hazard. See, what I can do is I can kind of stack them on top of each other and offset their rotation, so it creates this kind of really difficult hazard. So I'm just gonna clip through everything right here. It's kind of cool, you get to see the outside of the level right now. I'm pretty sure that box is still over there, I'm not entirely sure though. Let's find out. Whoa, jeez. Sorry, sir, I'll get out of your way. There we go. Well, looks like we lost the box, but that's okay. Because in the demo you don't actually need it to complete the level. Kind of an oversight, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm really excited to put more of those spinning electric things in the game. I think it's going to be really fun. And here's the end of the level. There we go. So like it says, you're supposed to bring the purple box, but we didn't do that, and it's okay. So yeah. Remember to follow Untied Games, and hopefully I'll have a playable demo of this once I finish making the level. One of the problems I've had with finishing the level here, I'll just head back a little and show you. I really need to add a controller shortcut for clipping. I have to kind of awkwardly hold the controller with one hand as I press a button on the keyboard. So here I'll just get back to part of the level that's been redone. Here we go. So, you might be able to see here, but the tiles I'm using for the new graphics are smaller than the placeholder tiles, which are these light blue tiles over here. And because of that, it's becoming very hard to do this level because like I have to sort of remake it as I go because with the size difference things don't really fit, you know? Like something that might have fit with the big tiles doesn't really fit with the small ones, or looks weird with the small ones, or whatever. So I think in the future if I use the same kind of tiles, the same size, like if I make these the same size as those, then I think it'll be easier for my subsequent levels to kind of put them together. But yeah, that's the current state of Atmocopter. And the other reason it's taking so long is I had to make some optimizations. Because, as you can see over here, this is basically an unaltered piece of the placeholder level. Look at how bare bones it is. It's really simple, right? There's like not much going on here graphically, right? There's no background, there's you know, no design, the tiles are big. But over here, there's a background, and there's a lot of tiles, and the tiles are smaller, so there's even more of them. So, as you can see right here, we're running at 60 FPS, and the draw value there is kind of a value saying how much time it's taking to draw. I forget what the units are, but the units don't matter in this case. So before I optimized this, while I was making the level with these new tiles, that draw value there was like 3 times what it is now. And actually, like in actuality, it's better than what you see here because I'm recording a video now, and that takes a lot of power. So that's why you see the frame drop a little there. But yeah, I basically optimized it, and now it takes somewhere between a quarter of the time and a third of the time to draw each frame. So that's a pretty big optimization, because before it was getting like less than 30 FPS, kind of like you saw there, but I think my computer is kind of freaking out, so I think that's a good place to end the video. So yeah, the link to the latest playable demo of Atmocopter is in the description. Go check it out. It's a totally free demo. I'd love to hear what you think about it, so go try it out. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.